All right, everybody, such a sad update there from Salt Lake City, Utah. No progress with the Mackenzie Lueck case, but they have released some pictures on social media of her at the Salt Lake City International Airport. It's a story we followed for quite some time here on News Now, which is a part of Fox10Phoenix.com. Now, essentially, since it broke, and we're going to continue to follow all the way through the end. All right, everybody, happy Tuesday. Good afternoon. Pilar Arias here. We're going to completely switch gears. I'm going to get you going with some of the day's top stories. I hope you're having a fabulous afternoon wherever you are watching us from, and I need to make sure I change my lower third graphic. All right, there we go. We got some top stories. So another story we've been following for a very long time here on News Now is the update on Jussie Smollett, right? The allegations of the beating and the situation that happened in Chicago, the charges being dropped. We've essentially had it all, right? Well, now we have a new look into the police investigation following Smollett's claims he was attacked back in January. So yeah, 5 months later, we're still following this story. Authorities releasing hours of video and hundreds of documents stemming from the case. And now for the first time, we're seeing what happened when officers responded to a 911 call and arrived at the actor's apartment. So that's the first top story I have for you right now on News Now.
Chicago police releasing hundreds of files and roughly 70 hours of body cam footage Monday from the investigation into Empire actor Jussie Smollett's claims he was the target of a racial and homophobic attack back in January. Reports authorities later determined were a hoax.
He is like a star. He works on the show Empire.
Responding to a 911 call, police arrive at his apartment building and are led upstairs by Smollett's creative director, Frank Gatson. When officers enter his apartment, body cam video shows the 37-year-old, whose face is blurred, with a white rope hanging around his neck, which he claimed was looped over his head during the attack.
You want to take it off or anything? Yeah, I do. I just want to see it.
As he's removing the rope, he tells investigators the people responsible also poured bleach on him.
There's a bleach on me. They poured bleach on me.
Then you hear Gatson alert Smollett the encounter is being recorded. And the record is stopped. But other release clips show surveillance camera footage gathered by police as they try to piece together the alleged hate crime, including the airport arrest of two brothers who took part in what police say was a staged incident. Smollett was later arrested on 16 felony counts of lying to police, but prosecutors ultimately dropped the charges against him. Last week, a judge appointed a special prosecutor to determine if new charges could be brought against the actor. Ray Bogan, Fox News.
All right, Ray, thanks so much for that update there. And now I've got a little bit lighter news story for you. I got to find the introduction. Remember, every time I look over here, it's because I'm reading info about the stories. I want to make sure that you all know what you're about to watch. It turns out age is nothing but a number, right? At least for one 96-year-old, I said that right, 96-year-old man who makes wooden crosses to give them out for free. The Gibsonburg, Ohio resident has just surpassed 13,000 crosses. 96 years old, 13,000 crosses. This is a lot of numbers in this story. And he lives with the motto, keep moving. Fox photojournalist Joe Kramer takes a look.
Here, I want to give you a couple of crosses. I make crosses to give away.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay.
My wife died 32 years ago, and then I had to find something to do. First, I started making birdhouses. Made quite a few of them. Probably gave 1,000 away. And there's a bird on top of that. They tried to get in there too. And about 6, 7 years ago, I started making crosses for my family and friends. Then the more I made, the more everybody wanted one. They're called pocket crosses. I heard a couple people put it in their pocket and they keep rubbing it till all the stains off of it. Right now, I'm up to 13,000. I can't keep up with the demand.
Tony is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. He's full of energy. He's 96 years old. He mows his own yard. He does his own cooking. And he works in that shop of his garage. He cuts out these crosses every day, and it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do.
I'll be 97 in July. I got it made. I'm blessed. If I start talking to somebody, they got a cross in their hand. I don't take no money, because I won't take a cent for them. See, I'm blind in one eye, too. It makes it harder to follow that line. I got a good friend, Al Williams. He runs a sawmill, and he gives me all my wood free.
I furnish the wood, and Tony does the work. And I think everyone has one of his crosses.
I turned my wife's laundry room to my paint room. Oh, she would love it. She would love it.
Tony's known throughout, the area. An everyday person that just is on a mission.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's amazing. I have one in my truck and one in my pocket.
This is the first day I've had this one. I gave the other one I had in my pocket to somebody yesterday.
Well, thank you. That's cool that you do that.
I'm hoping
Buddy,
if I live that long that I'm half that active.
enjoy your crosses.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, too cute, right, everybody? That's what we call a nat package. That means the photographer or photojournalist just put the story together with natural sound and with sound bites just to kind of take a different look, a different perspective, and you don't hear a reporter's voice in it, so pretty cool. Such a sweet story. All right, we're bringing you out live here to Phoenix, Arizona, where the southbound tower cam is shaking just a little bit. That means there's got to be some winds out there. The roof at Chase Field is closed. I'm going to go to fox10phoenix.com to get our current temperature. Remember, I haven't used the three-letter H word just yet this year because as a native, I know how bad it can get, and we haven't reached that level yet. Fox10phoenix.com says it's 98 degrees. Matter of fact, I was looking to see if I have a weather graphic for you that I can pull up, and I don't, but that's A-okay. The reason I'm bringing you back here to Phoenix is because our very own Jennifer Aw has this next top story about a volunteer retiring after 57 years. Hospital volunteer served for nearly 6 decades. Let's get the details.
Balloons, cake, and lots of hugs. When we say Ruth Wooten is a longtime volunteer, we mean since 1962, back when Banner Mesa Medical Center was called Mesa Lutheran Hospital.
Hospital was kind of like a collection of shacks stuck together. When my husband came to visit, they couldn't find me. It was an experience that was not very reassuring.
A much different scene than what Banner has become now. But since then, she saw the need for volunteers and had the extra time as a stay-at-home mom. So she decided to take action by cleaning bathrooms, making beds, and doing the laundry.
Who hath much, much shall be expected. I'm a person of faith and believe that I do need to care for all others.
And she took action for more than 50 years, most recently working at the information desk at Banner Gateway. Her family came out on her last day to cheer her on, saying she has been a great role model.
As examples, my parents were always involved in their community. So we walked away and becoming adults as a way to give back and be involved in the community in this fashion.
The director of volunteer services told us Banner relies on more than 400 volunteers.
Oh my goodness, we truly could not operate our facilities without volunteers. We count on them immensely for so many things that enable our employees to focus on direct patient care.
I think we all as citizens need to participate as much as we can for the good of our community.
The staff at Banner Gateway say they will miss Ruth and
what a nice send-off. Again, that was our very own Jennifer Aw reporting. By the way, Banner Gateway, for those of you unfamiliar with the valley, it's in the East Valley in Mesa off Higley and the US 60. So when she started volunteering with Banner almost 60 years ago, that hospital didn't even exist because it's definitely one of the newer ones in the Banner, what's it called? Umbrella, I guess I should say. All right, this next top story I have for you, a 23-year-old man arrested, accused of impersonating a police officer. As Fox's Chris O'Connell tells us, police say the man even went as far as wearing a ballistic vest and outfitting his car to look like a police vehicle.
No one was at home when we knocked on the apartment door of 25-year-old Shane Wendell, the man Newcastle police arrested for impersonating a police officer.
I don't know, man. Something like that would be kind of serious.
Friday night, Mill Creek Fire Department responded to the latest in a series of false alarm calls here at the Crossings apartment complex. Security officers are the ones who tipped off police when they noticed Wendell at the scene wearing a ballistics vest, gun holster, and a U.S. Marshals patch he bought online. He's also accused of telling others he was a state trooper detective. And get this, investigators claim his 20 2010 Chevy Cobalt was outfitted like a cop car with red and blue police light bars in the front and back. One problem, police say Wendell is not law enforcement at all, a fake, and he may have been playing the part for a while.
He should be locked up. I mean, that's our tax dollars that he's just blowing and causing them to spend more tax dollars to chase his stupid.
A source also tells us inside Wendell's apartment, police also found a pellet gun, zip tie restraints, and handcuffs.
You just never know. He could have just did anything to us because he's a cop. He's acting like a cop.
Meanwhile, local fire departments have Wendell's picture up inside their offices, marked as armed and dangerous. Now police want to know if anyone else had contact with them while he was posing as a cop.
What was his intentions? Like, what was his motive? Like, what is he trying to get out of it? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you very much.
No, we just missed it, everybody. Army Staff Sergeant David Bellavia, oh my goodness, I can't speak today, was answering media questions after being awarded the Medal of Honor, and we just missed it. So I'm going to bring you back out here to Phoenix, Arizona for this final top story I've got for you. Take a look. This is an Arizona Department of Transportation camera, the I-10 at Litchfield, and pretty smooth moving. It's 1:21, so past the lunch hour there, but it definitely looks like we're dealing with some hazy air conditions. The Arizona Department, I believe it's ADEQ. Let me look that up really quick. But they were saying yesterday, we reported it on Fox 10 Phoenix, that our air quality was still pretty good for the most part, despite the brush fires and wildfires that we've been having. So ADEQ is Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. All right. There's always a reason why I'm bringing you back to the Valley. That's because our very own Justin Lum has this next top story about French Bulldog puppies that were stolen and the update on the case. This is another one of those follow-ups that we have stuck with right here at Fox 10 Phoenix and News Now.
It was a horrible thing to go through.
Chris Criaris remembers January 10th, 2018. Watched two men go through the back door of Arizona Mills Mall. Tempe police say they stole 5 French Bulldog puppies from the Animal Kingdom pet store using this large trash can. Criaris just bought this handsome Frenchie named Goat, who had to stay at the store on a 14-day hold while medicated. 5 Frenchies now vanished.
Days went into weeks, weeks went into months, and you lose hope.
But earlier this week, a woman in Antioch, California found 2 of the 5 dogs running in the street, Goat and Bruiser. Their microchips showed the 2 flagged as stolen. Criaris' wife got the surprise phone call.
My wife says, we'll go pick them up right now.
The next day, a road trip from Arizona to Northern California. 2.5 days later, they came back with Goat and Bruiser.
I noticed when we first got to them that these 2 are inseparable.